Hey, welcome back to another episode of CX Riot Radio, where we talk about customer experience and stuff, still in a hyper-caffeinated state. I'm David, I'm your host, I'm the caffeinated CXO. And today, on CX Riot Radio, we're going to talk about thriving and leading in chaos, in turmoil, in an environment of change, of unending change, where the only constant is change. Yeah. Record for how many times the word change has been said in a single sentence. So, what got me thinking about this is, one, it's the topic I'm speaking on next week at Customer Contact Week in Vegas. Come see it if you're there. I've heard the ticket prices are a little insane. But, yeah, what are you going to do? Right? So, it is what it is. So, but, I've cut my teeth in an environment of constant change, of fluidity, of clockwork chaos. And I have lived to tell the tale. And so that I can tell you how to do it too. Right? Because change is fun. Chaos is fun. And if you don't believe that, what do you believe in? Same routine over and over and over again? That doesn't sound fun. That sounds like hell. To be fair, keeps you grounded so that when the chaos really hits, you have an anchor. So, yeah, you probably want to stick with your routine. I have a very, very regimented morning and night routine, so I get it, right? So it's like two bookends, right? Of order, of law, of stability. And then the middle is chaos. It's fun. So if you work in a call center, especially in plumbing or the trades, you already know. You already know how this is. It's not a peaceful little office where everything runs smooth and tidy. It's chaos. It's loud. It's unpredictable. It's change everything you learned last week because corporate saw a new TikTok video. That kind of chaos. That chaos, that unpredictability, that shiny object syndrome from upstairs, it's not the problem. No. It's the environment. And great teams don't collapse because of the environment. They adapt to it. They grow in it. And, not to be too cliche, they win in it. So today we're going to break down how you do that, how you hire the right people, how you lead those who struggle, and what kind of mindset you and your team need to not just survive the change, but how to thrive in the change. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about hiring. You're not hiring for perfect resumes. You're hiring for mental toughness. You're hiring for grit. We're not staffing a hotel front desk. We're not staffing a... Yeah. You're hiring for mental toughness. You're hiring for grit, like I already said. So quit looking for that polished LinkedIn influencer who uses a lot of buzzwords, and maybe you should start looking for people who have been in the trenches. So what you want to do is you want to find people who have pattern recognition over script reading. You don't need someone who can recite lines like a robot. You need someone who can read the situation. Someone who can tell the difference between a price shopper and a legit emergency caller. Who knows how to pivot mid-call when the system crashes. You have to give them that kind of scenario in the interview. Put pressure on them a bit in the interview. What would you do if you're mid-call and your system crashes? Walk me through it. So, here's the thing. I don't care if they've ever worked in a call center before. In fact, I really won't hire many people that have worked in call centers before. Because one, they bring bad habits from other call centers that I've meticulously weeded out of the SOPs. And, well, I know what a lot of call center people are, right? I know the habits that they formed because I've been that person for many, many, many years, decades, okay? Nothing against people who have worked in call centers for a long time. I have worked in a call center for a long time, but in the trades, it's different. In the trades, you have to not have that baggage. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to think on your feet and not read a script. A lot of call centers, you have to have 10 systems all going at the same time and verbatimly read a script that 100% makes you sound like a robot with no deviation, or heaven forbid, you might get some points off of your QA. And if you get enough points off of your QA, you're out there on your ass. So, again, I don't care if they've ever worked in a call center. Have they ever worked in a slammed restaurant on a Friday night? Have they raised 3 kids while going to school? That's the kind of juggling, and that's the kind of pressure of the people that you want manning your phones. Now, this is not to say that we don't also want people who are pleasant and urgent and sound good on the phones, because yes, we want all that. We want all the soft skills that can build value and rapport with your customers. But we also want people that can roll with the punches, that can roll with the changes. What you want is someone who is high in both EQ and AQ. EQ, of course, being emotional intelligence, and AQ being adversity intelligence. So, you also want people that can be self-starters. If you need to babysit them every time a process changes, they're not built for your call center. So in the interview, ask a question like, it doesn't have to be exactly this, but like, tell me about a time you fixed a problem before it became one. If they don't have a story for this, if they don't have an answer for this, don't hire them. Or put them in a data entry role if you even have any of those. Right? And then you want someone who is coachable. Coachability beats perfection every single time. Give me someone raw, someone with talent, someone who wants to learn, over someone seasoned yet entitled. In a high change environment, the person who adapts the fastest wins. So let's talk about leadership now, because it's hard, or it can be hard, to lead during times of constant change. So, because even when you think you hired right, not everyone's going to thrive out of the gate, right? They're not going to hit the ground running all the time. Some folks will struggle. Some will doubt. And some will get frustrated when the third change rolls out in the same week. And you know what? That's normal. That's human. That's the way it is. Your job isn't to protect them from the chaos. Your job is to lead them through it. And here's how you do it. Okay? You have to anchor them in certainty. When the world around them is spinning, you give them one thing to hold on to. Now, that could be a quick daily huddle. It could be a solid expectation of what's expected, right? You want to know. You want to give them what your expectations are. Don't want to keep them guessing. And maybe an update every morning that says, here's what's new, here's what's coming, here's what's next. Here's what's coming and here's what's next are kind of the same thing, but you know what I mean, I hope. And don't let them wake up every day wondering if the rules changed overnight. You have to over-communicate. You have to be predictable in how you deliver unpredictability. I'm going to repeat that. You have to be predictable in how you deliver unpredictability. Where do you put your memos out? Where do you make your announcements? It better be in the same damn place that you always do it. Don't make them go searching. So, let's say a new dispatch fee rolls out, right? Or when pricing flips, or when booking criteria changes. Don't just say, well, it is what it is. That's how it is now. Better get used to it. That's the rule. You have to give them the why. Well, in the case of the dispatch fee, which I don't agree with, by the way, but it is what it is. This change helps reduce wasted drive time, which is true. Or this helps qualify better leads. Or this makes it easier for techs to actually close jobs on site. Things like that, depending on what the change was. So, when people understand the reasoning, they stop resisting the change. Most of the time. You will still have those stragglers who can't keep up. And chances are, it's not really their fault. Right? Most workplaces aren't chaotic, or as chaotic as most of the trades call centers that I've seen. So, praise the pivot is the next one. So don't just celebrate results. Celebrate adaptability. So, when someone rolls with the third new policy this month and keeps a good attitude, shout them out. Let the whole team know this is what we reward here. Match adaptable reps with those who struggle. Sometimes it's not a manager they need. In fact, it usually is not a manager they need. It's a teammate, it's a peer who says, yeah, I hated this shit at first too. Let me show you how I got through it. So, yep. And then it helps you weed out the people who say to another agent who's trying to help them. It weeds out the people that say things like, you're not my supervisor. Why are you telling me what to do? If you have people like that in your center, get rid of them. They don't deserve to have that job. So, now, the thing that ties it all together here is mindset. And let's talk about that, because this is what honestly separates the people who burn out from the people who thrive. So, change means we're still alive. Stagnation is death in business. If we're not evolving, we're rotting. Yeah, you've heard it all before, right? Yeah, it's uncomfortable. It can be, especially on the phone. But That's what growth is. That's what the best do. They grow faster when the chaos can knock them down. It gives a little edge. It gives a little oomph. It gives a little kick. So, and you have to remember what you can control. Right? It's the old serenity prayer. But you can't control system outages. You can't control dumb policy changes or the customer that curses you out. But you can control your tone, your professionalism, and your bounce back. So, you have to view it in a way that, like, bodybuilders view it, right? Every hard call is a rep at the gym. You don't get stronger by lifting the easy weights. Same goes for growth in a call center. The tough days, those are the workouts. That tough call is another rep. That policy change, that change from yesterday, which had changed from the day before, those are your squats. All right? Those, well, maybe those are your deadlifts. So, So your team is looking at you if you're the leader. If you panic, they panic. If you're steady, they're steady. So be the one who stays calm even when everything's on fire. That doesn't mean be dumb about it. No. Be smart about it. But, don't lie and say everything's fine when nothing is, right? But, hey, you have to lay out the facts of whatever the situation is. Yeah, okay. The CRM crashed third time this week, and we're having a call spike. So, this is how you're going to do it, right? And the best way of getting this done is to have living, breathing documents and SOPs, or standard operating procedures, right? Now, a lot of people take standard operating procedures as the Bible, and they refuse to change them, where in reality they should be a living, breathing document that changes as reality changes. So, you don't need to lead one way forever. Different people need different coaching. Different weeks need different focuses. If they don't adapt, you adapt your strategy. So every change is an opportunity to coach someone, promote someone, or level up your culture. It's a test. It is all a test. And you should be the one who passes first. And then help everyone else over the wall. So, here's 5 things that you can do this week. If you're in one of these environments, or you think it would be fun to get into one of these environments before they're all outsourced or turned into AI bots, which will last for about 3 months and then revert back, and they'll try to hire back all the human people, but it is what it is. Okay. Number 1 is revamp your interview questions. Add pressure. Add scenarios that test quick thinking and adaptability. Host a mindset meeting. You can do that. You can talk with your team about why change is actually an advantage. You can post a change tracker board, make the updates visible, and stop the gossip. I use Discord, and I have a channel on Discord called Announcements, and it is required that everybody reads it in the morning. And if there is an update, I make everybody aware that there's an update throughout the day. Start a daily huddle. Those are cool. Now, those can be difficult, especially in the call center environment, so you might have to host multiple as shifts come in. Call out adaptability like it's a KPI. And you don't build elite teams in calm waters. You build them in the fire. You build them on the days where leadership changes direction midweek or midday. You build them when your best CSR says, this is stupid, and you coach them through it anyway. So don't run from the chaos. Don't blame the chaos. Use it. Because if you can build a team that thrives in this, there's nothing you can't handle. Let the world change. Let the shiny objects fly. Because this is fun. And this has been CX Riot Radio, signing out.